guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're gonna figure out what's wrong with this overheating little pain in the butt 3 horsepower. Let's check it out. It's hard to see if the pump of water I filled it up too much and the holes are covered. Re-choke it. Typical bane of my existence, the start stall. Check my needle setting again. 1.5. 1.5. Probably 1 turnout before she starts overheating. It's interesting. I don't know what's going on. It's hot. It's definitely running hot. It's not sizzling off yet. So there's going to be more to this 3 horsepower than we were anticipating. I wanted to see if the water tube was being blocked. So I quick blew some air into the water tube from the bottom and shit came out. So I said, the power head's easy to pop off. It was 4 bolts. Let me pop the power head off. This way I can blow through the whole water tube and the passages. And I stuck my air compressor and I blew right into the air here. So with any luck, that cleared up whatever was gunked in there. We're going to put it back together. And what was kind of cool was, instead of ordering a power head gasket, I took my gasket maker, put some oil on this section here, and I just pressed the gasket on here and made a nice imprint. I'm going to cut out a new gasket, do it myself. So I won't have to wait for shipping on a gasket. That might cost me 10 bucks. So I cleared out the passages. Hopefully that does it. We're going to pop this thing all back together and see if that did it. The water tube is very flexible and flimsy, but it was there was some stuff in there. So we're going to pop. This was very simple. It's 4 bolts. Came right out. I'm going to pop the water tube back in. Put the water tube in. My grommet seemed okay. The only other thing I can do is get a drill on the end and just make sure it's pumping water. But I know we worked on this, so this should be fine. We changed what we changed with no difference. I checked the water pump. I checked the little hole in the thing. I checked everything. I thought maybe I put a used water impeller in there, but no, I put a new one in there. Sealed up the bottom. It can't be the system. I remember blowing forced air through here. I thought everything was clearing up. I checked the passages when the power head was off. I was getting flow. I couldn't figure it out, so I popped the exhaust passage off thinking there was like passageways for the water in the exhaust passages. Couldn't see anything there, so I said, okay, I gotta take the head off and see what's going on there. Okay, and there is our issue. That's all where water's supposed to flow, and it's all gummed up with garbage. I was actually getting flow out of my holes here, the pinholes. So I really was confused. I couldn't figure it out. But that explains it. That is just gummed up with salt. Crap. Just crap. Could be salt water, could be gummy, could be whatever. Now the gasket looks fine, but you can see the holes where the water comes through. I actually didn't see them at first, and in my head I was like, why is water not going through? I was like, there's no passageways for the water. I was like, how does this thing cool itself? And then I saw it, and I said, oh, there's a hole there, there's a hole there. So the water goes up through the power head into these little holes here that are all gummed up, and then through these passageways, which are all gummed up, and cools the head here. but water was obviously hitting, maybe going through a hole here, passing through barely, maybe coming, dribbling out this other side forcefully, and then maybe spitting out here. But meanwhile, efficient cooling isn't happening because the water is not touching any of the surface where you see all this gum up stuff. And that's what's happening. And the power head's overheating, and that's it. So, mystery solved. We got to clean all that out. New new head gasket. And then hopefully we'll clean all this out with some forced air. And then hopefully that will create our passageways for water. And this thing will efficiently cool itself. And then we'll have a nice 3 horsepower outboard. A little worried that I wasn't going to be able to figure it out. But it looks pretty self-explanatory here. Those are gaps that need to be empty so water can flow. And while we're at it, we can clean this up and get all that carbon out. And we can even clean the carbon off the top of the pistons. So should make a nice, easy project. Looking good here. 3 horsepower. Should have been simple. Anything but. I wasn't going to film it. I was just going to do it, but I wanted you guys to see how nasty. Nah. This was the same outboard that had all of the fishing line around the outside of it. Look at it. Oh, man. That's just a lot of crap. I can't figure out how it gets to this point. Maybe it just builds up over time, and then eventually it overheats, and then the owner just says, oh, F it. But, wow. I mean, you can see the flaky paint. You can tell the overheat's what did it in. But, I mean, this is real hard deposits of junk over years. And so this will be the before. I'll try to take some pictures. And we'll definitely clean the carbon out of that. And wire wheel it up. It should look very pretty. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, mystery solved. After peeling off the head gasket, or most of it, you can just see the junk continues to just, I mean, it's everywhere. This motor was in decent shape on the outside, but in the inside was just a mess. Look at this. What is that? Blah, blah. It's nasty. Just nasty. I don't even know where to put it. The garbage can's full. So we're just going to specimen sample it there. Yeah, so all of the passages are just gummed up with this stuff. And then the little, the water stays in the passages and forces its way through those little holes throughout the head gasket into the chambers here. Through one hole, out another, through a hole, in and out, and then out the bottom. And it was hitting here, or wherever deep it is, and that was it. There's no flow, so big old blockage just everywhere. Didn't think it was in the head, or thought it was everywhere else, but it's clear as day here. And that's just gasket material and just nasty. So again, we'll take a nice before picture, clean it up with the wire wheel, get all that old gasket material up, hit eBay for a new one, and we'll get this guy back in working order. Woo. Okay, guys, parts came in. eBay came through, came clutch. Head gasket. Now, this one looks like it already has sealer on it, so we're not touching that. And I'm getting mixed reviews on whether to put sealer on a head gasket or not. I think you should, unless it has sealer on it. This one doesn't say. We're just not going to seal it. It's not needed. So, up or down? Huh. Good question. The head's got a tip on the top of it. So it obviously goes up this way. The question is, oh boy. Okay, it doesn't match that way. That way doesn't match. It matches this way. And then the other question is... Okay, so there's a mark up here. And there's nothing down here. The head has the mark, this little thing. So does the head gasket. And the head gasket matches that way. Doesn't match this way. So, hopefully it goes like that, and hopefully it goes up and down. Okay, the bolt that holds the 2 wires together is different. Like the head bolts are all uniform. The bolt that holds the apparatus for the bracket for the sparkle wires is different. It's got a different head on it. Now this is a head gasket, so really got to pay attention to torque procedures. And there's only 6 of them, so it should be pretty straightforward. It should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's what it should be. I don't know the foot-pound number on this, so I'm sorry. I go to your local internet and find out. That's a 7/16 too. What a shame. The head bolts are 3/8, and I'm not tightening down whatsoever, really. I'm just getting them close. And there's only one way that gasket can go. There it is. It was all black here. Well, these water's gonna flow through the channels correctly. 100% on that. It's gonna flow too good. Definitely won't overheat. And then just go. And per usual, anytime I use the putty stuff, it just doesn't seal. I know the can flexes. It flexes in and out, but come on. Well, I also didn't clean the surface area properly. See how dirty it is? You really have to clean the area. And this was a little pinhole, now it's a huge crack. I'm losing water faster than it's going in. All right, we're gonna wrap it up early because again, my fuel tank leak repair is leaking again, so it looks, I don't know if it's pouring out of the hole I repaired or a new hole. It is coming out though, pretty bad. But let's see if it overheats. This one is a pain. Yeah, it's just pouring. All right, whatever. Let's get it before I run out of fuel. I'll hit my motors. Well, it's not pissing water out of the head, it's pissing water out of the plate. Doesn't make any sense. Nothing I do ever makes sense. Don't start a motor with starting fluid. Keep it running with starting fluid. You'll burn it, especially these outboards. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the last time this outboard ever ran. I'm currently going to disassemble and check the reed valves next. So, thank you for checking out the video. We will get back to more boat motors and everything else as soon as I can. Subscribe. Appreciate all y'all. Gonna hit 500 in a minute. Very excited. In the meantime, we'll see you in the next video.